Perpetual ending equals sign beginning, the eternal dance of wonder in the tapestry of time, where endings weave into beginnings, lies the Qur'an's numeric charm, a dance of digits and divine. Each letter, each number spins in an endless spiral, where closure is merely the prelude to a new unveiling. Like the sun setting only to rise anew, each discovery in this sacred text is but dawn's first light, a cycle where the end whispers to the beginning, "Come, let us explore once more." In this sacred geometry, where patterns loop like cosmic rings, we find that every conclusion births a question, every answer ignites a quest, in an infinite dance of learning and love for the Creator. Here, the legacy is not in what is known, but in what can be known, a perpetual journey where the mind's end is the heart's beginning, where each wow is both an end and a rebirth, a testament to the unending nature of divine wisdom. This dance of numbers, this symphony of letters, is a bridge from one soul's end to another's dawn, a universal language of awe that binds us, in a cycle where every ending is but a new beginning. Thus, in the Qur'an's numeric embrace, we find eternity, a cycle where to end is to begin, to finish is to start anew in this sacred dance of wonder, where each step forward is a step towards the divine. Perpetual ending equals sign, beginning, the lyrical loop of wonder. In the verses of the Qur'an, where numbers weave their spell, a lyrical journey begins where every end is a new dawn to dwell. From the first note of Al-Fatiha to An-Nas's final chord, in this sacred song, each ending is merely a beginning restored. Like a melody that circles back, its end but another start. Each number, each letter plays its part in this eternal art, where the last word echoes into the first in a dance divine. The cycle of wonder spins where every stop is a sign. In this symphony of the sacred, where patterns loop and blend, every conclusion is a prelude, every question a friend. The end of one verse leads to the next in an unbroken chain, a lyrical loop where to finish is to begin again. Here lies the beauty, in this never-ending song, where each discovery is but a note urging us along. To learn, to love, to marvel at the divine design, in this eternal dance of wonder where every end is a sign. Thus, in the Qur'an's lyrical embrace, we find our place in the cycle where endings bloom into beginnings with grace. A song of numbers, a melody of faith, forever we sing in this perpetual loop of wonder where every ending is a new beginning. Perpetual ending, equal sign beginning, the rhythmic pulse of wonder. In the rhythm of the Qur'an, where numbers beat as one, each ends a new beginning under the same sun. From Al-Fatiha's first beat to An-Nas's last, the rhythm of revelation flows from past to past. With every count, every letter, the rhythm repeats, an end but a prelude where wonder meets. In this sacred beat where patterns sync and rhyme, each conclusion's just the start in divine time. A dance of digits, a melody of might, where each note ends, another takes flight. The rhythm of learning, of love, of awe, each ends a new beginning in this eternal law. So in the Qur'an's rhythmic flow, we find our beat, where ending is beginning in a cycle so sweet. In this dance of numbers, this song of the divine, every end's a new start, in rhythm we align. Perpetual ending equals sign, beginning, the rhythmic pulse of wonder. In the rhythm of the Qur'an, where numbers beat as one, each ends a new beginning under the same sun. From Al-Fatiha's first beat to An-Nas's last, the rhythm of revelation flows from past to past. Refrain, end to begin, begin to end. In the Qur'an's dance we find our trend. With every count, every letter, the rhythm repeats, an end but a prelude where wonder meets. In this sacred beat, where patterns sync and rhyme, each conclusion's just the start, in divine time. Refrain, end to begin, begin to end. In the Qur'an's dance we find our trend. A dance of digits, a melody of might, where each note ends, another takes flight. The rhythm of learning, of love, of awe, each ends a new beginning in this eternal law. Refrain, end to begin, begin to end. In the Qur'an's dance we find our trend. So in the Qur'an's rhythmic flow we find our beat, where ending is beginning in a cycle so sweet. In this dance of numbers, this song of the divine, every end's a new start, in rhythm we align. Refrain, end to begin, begin to end. In the Qur'an's dance we find our trend. The Qur'an, the holy book of Islam, is a source of profound wisdom and guidance. It is revered by millions of Muslims around the world and is considered the ultimate source of divine knowledge and spiritual insight. The Qur'an addresses every aspect of human life, offering guidance on moral, social, and spiritual matters, and it speaks to the human heart and mind in countless ways, providing solace in times of distress and inspiration in moments of doubt. The words of the Qur'an resonate deeply with those who seek to understand the mysteries of existence and the purpose of life. One fascinating aspect of the Qur'an is its intricate numeric patterns. These patterns are woven throughout the text, creating a tapestry of numbers that hold significant meaning. The numbers in the Qur'an are not arbitrary. They are carefully chosen and placed to convey deeper truths and insights. These patterns are not random occurrences, but rather deliberate arrangements that point to a deeper meaning. They serve as a testament to the divine origin of the Qur'an, showcasing the meticulous care and precision with which it was revealed. The numeric patterns in the Qur'an are a reflection of the order and harmony that pervades the universe. They are like threads woven into the fabric of the text, connecting different parts and revealing hidden connections. These connections often go unnoticed at first glance, but upon closer examination, they reveal a complex and beautiful structure that enhances our understanding of the divine message. These numeric patterns are not mere mathematical curiosities. They are profound symbols that carry significant spiritual and theological implications. For believers, these patterns are a source of awe and wonder as they reflect the infinite wisdom and knowledge of the Creator. They hold profound significance for believers and offer a unique perspective on the nature of divine revelation. The study of these patterns can deepen one's faith and provide a greater appreciation for the Qur'an's divine origin. It is a reminder that every word, every letter, and every number in the Qur'an has a purpose and meaning. They demonstrate the meticulous care and precision with which the Qur'an was revealed. The numeric patterns are a testament to the divine authorship of the Qur'an, showcasing the perfect harmony and balance that exists within its verses. Each number, each repetition serves a purpose in conveying the divine message. These repetitions are not mere coincidences, they are deliberate and meaningful, designed to emphasize key concepts and themes within the Qur'an. The study of these patterns is a journey of discovery, inviting us to delve deeper into the layers of meaning within the Qur'an. It is an intellectual and spiritual pursuit that can lead to profound insights and a greater understanding of the divine message. It is an exploration of the intricate relationship between the seen and the unseen, the finite and the infinite. The numeric patterns in the Qur'an serve as a bridge between the physical and the metaphysical, offering glimpses into the divine wisdom that underlies all of creation. Through these patterns, we begin to appreciate the eternal dance of endings and beginnings that permeates all of creation. The cycles of life and death, growth and decay, are reflected in the numeric patterns of the Qur'an, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all things. This essay will explore some of these fascinating numeric patterns and their implications. It will examine the significance of specific numbers and their occurrences within the Qur'an, shedding light on their deeper meanings and the messages they convey. It will delve into the philosophical and theological questions they raise. The numeric patterns in the Qur'an challenge us to think deeply about the nature of divine revelation and the ways in which the divine message is communicated to humanity. Ultimately, it aims to shed light on the beauty and wonder of the Qur'an, a book that continues to inspire and challenge readers centuries after its revelation. The numeric patterns are just one aspect of the Qur'an's profound and multifaceted nature, offering endless opportunities for reflection and discovery. Discovering the numeric patterns in the Qur'an is like embarking on a treasure hunt. Each pattern is a clue, a piece of a larger puzzle that has been waiting to be solved for centuries. It requires patience, observation, and a willingness to look beyond the surface. Scholars must immerse themselves in the text, often spending years studying its intricacies and hidden meanings. These patterns are not always obvious. They often reveal themselves gradually, like whispers carried on the wind. The more one delves into the text, the more these subtle hints begin to emerge, guiding the researcher towards deeper understanding. One method of uncovering these patterns is through counting. By meticulously counting the letters, words, and verses, scholars can identify recurring themes and structures that might otherwise go unnoticed. Scholars and researchers have meticulously analyzed the frequency and distribution of letters, words, and verses throughout the Qur'an. This painstaking work has revealed a tapestry of numeric relationships that are both complex and beautiful. They have discovered astonishing symmetries and correspondences that defy chance or human design. These patterns suggest a level of precision and intentionality that points to a higher order. For example, the number 114 appears repeatedly in significant context. This number is not just a random occurrence, it holds a special place within the structure of the Qur'an. The Qur'an consists of 114 chapters, and the first and last chapters each contain 114 letters. This mirroring effect creates a sense of balance and harmony within the text. This mirroring effect is not an isolated incident. It is a recurring theme throughout the text. Such patterns can be found in various forms, from the structure of the chapters to the arrangement of the verses. Another intriguing pattern involves the number 7. This number appears in many significant contexts within the Qur'an, adding another layer of meaning to the text. There are 7 verses in the opening chapter of the Qur'an, known as Al-Fatiha. This chapter is often referred to as the essence of the Qur'an, and its structure reflects its importance. The word world appears 7 times in this chapter, while the word heavens appears 7 times in the second chapter. This repetition underscores the interconnectedness of the earthly and the divine. These numeric echoes create a sense of interconnectedness and highlight the significance of the number 7 in Islamic cosmology. The number 7 is often associated with completeness and perfection, further emphasizing the divine nature of these patterns. These are just a few examples of the many numeric patterns found in the Qur'an. Each pattern adds a layer of depth and meaning to the text, inviting readers to explore further. As we delve deeper into this fascinating subject, we will uncover even more intricate and awe-inspiring examples of divine artistry. The journey of discovery is ongoing, and each new finding brings us closer to understanding the profound wisdom embedded within the Qur'an. The study of these numeric patterns is not just an academic exercise, it is a spiritual journey that deepens our connection to the divine. By uncovering these hidden structures, we gain a greater appreciation for the complexity and beauty of the Qur'an. In the end, the journey of discovery is as much about the process as it is about the findings. Each step taken, each pattern uncovered, brings us closer to the divine and enriches our understanding of the sacred text. So let us continue this journey with open hearts and minds, ready to uncover the hidden treasures within the Qur'an. The path may be long and challenging, but the rewards are immeasurable. The numeric patterns in the Qur'an are not merely decorative elements, they are integral to its message and structure. These patterns are woven into the very fabric of the text, creating a tapestry of meaning that transcends time and space. They invite us to delve deeper, to explore the layers of wisdom embedded within each verse. They reflect a profound truth about the nature of reality, that endings and beginnings are not separate events, but rather two sides of the same coin. This duality is a fundamental aspect of existence, reminding us that every conclusion is also a prelude to a new chapter. The cycles of nature, the rhythm of the tides, and the passage of time all echo this eternal dance of endings and beginnings. The number 114, for example, represents both an ending and a beginning. It is the total number of chapters in the Qur'an, symbolizing the completion of the divine revelation. Yet it also marks the commencement of a lifelong journey of understanding and living by its teachings. This dual significance invites us to reflect on our own lives, to see how our personal milestones are both conclusions and new starts. It marks the end of the revelation of the Qur'an, yet it also signifies the beginning of its eternal message. This message is not confined to a single moment in history. It is a living, breathing guide that continues to inspire and illuminate the path for generations. The eternal flame symbolizes the undying light of wisdom that the Qur'an offers, a light that guides us through the darkest of times. This cyclical pattern is echoed throughout the text, where the conclusion of one theme often paves the way for the introduction of another. Just as a river flows seamlessly from one point to another, the themes in the Qur'an are interconnected, creating a continuous flow of divine wisdom. The interconnected tree branches symbolize the unity and coherence of these themes, each branch supporting and nurturing the others. The repetition of certain numbers like 7 and 19 further emphasizes this concept. These numbers are not arbitrary, they are carefully chosen to convey deeper meanings and to reinforce the cyclical nature of existence. The number 7, for instance, appears frequently in the natural world, from the days of the week to the colors of the rainbow, reminding us of the divine order that governs all things. These numbers act as recurring motifs, reminding us that creation is a continuous process of renewal and rebirth. Just as flowers bloom and seasons change, our lives are in a constant state of flux, each moment an opportunity for growth and transformation. The blossoming flowers symbolize the beauty and potential that lies within each new beginning, while the changing seasons remind us of the inevitability of change. Just as the 7 days of the week follow a cyclical pattern, so too does the spiritual journey of the believer. Each day offers a chance to renew our faith, to seek forgiveness, and to strive for a closer connection with the divine. The flipping calendar pages symbolize the passage of time, while the people walking in a circle represent the continuous journey of spiritual growth and self-discovery. This understanding of endings as beginnings has profound implications for how we approach life's challenges. It teaches us to see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. The mountain climber reaching the summit symbolizes the triumph of perseverance, while the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly represents the beauty and potential that can emerge from even the most difficult experiences. It encourages us to view setbacks as opportunities for growth and to embrace change as a natural part of our evolution. Just as the phoenix rises from its ashes, we too can rise from our challenges stronger and wiser. The tree sprouting new leaves in spring symbolizes the renewal and hope that comes with each new beginning, reminding us that every ending is just the start of a new journey. The numeric patterns in the Qur'an serve as a testament to the divine origin of the text. They demonstrate a level of complexity and intentionality that transcends human capability. These patterns are not random occurrences, but rather deliberate arrangements that point to a deeper meaning. The intricate web of numeric correspondences reveals a level of wisdom and foresight that could only emanate from a divine source. It is as if God, in his infinite wisdom, embedded these patterns as a sign for those who seek knowledge and understanding. These patterns invite us to contemplate the interconnectedness of all things. They remind us that the universe is not a random collection of objects, but rather a carefully crafted tapestry, woven together by an unseen hand. Each thread, each number, plays a vital role in the grand scheme of things. The study of these patterns is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a spiritual journey that can deepen our faith and appreciation for the divine. It is a reminder that the Qur'an is not just a book to be read, but a universe to be explored. Epilogue. The dance continues ending. Our story might conclude here, but the dance of numbers within the Qur'an does not. It spirals onward, inviting each generation, each individual to continue this exploration. Whether through faith, science, or the simple joy of discovery, the Qur'an's numeric dance is an ongoing symphony, a story that evolves, one letter, one number, one heart at a time. This tale has shown us that the Qur'an is not just a text to be read, but a universe to be explored where each numeric pattern is a star in its celestial tapestry. It's a reminder that in the vastness of divine revelation, there's always more to learn, more to marvel at. The numeric wonders we've journeyed through are but a glimpse into the infinite, a whisper from the eternal that resonates with every soul seeking truth. As we step away from this narrative, we carry with us not just knowledge, but a sense of wonder. A call to keep looking, keep questioning, and keep feeling the awe of creation. The Qur'an's numeric miracles are not just for the believers of today, but for all who will come. A legacy of wonder that beckons us to see the divine in the details, to find harmony in the chaos, and to dance with the universe's rhythm. Thus, the story doesn't truly end. It simply opens into the next chapter of human understanding, where each of us is invited to partake in the dance, to find our own wow moment, and to continue the legacy of awe that stretches from the past into an infinite future. Post-epilogue, a never-ending quest. Beyond the narrative we've shared, there lies an eternal quest, a never-ending journey of discovery and awe. The numeric patterns of the Qur'an are but one facet of a gem with countless sides. each reflecting a different aspect of divine wisdom and human curiosity. The invitation to wonder. Each generation is handed this torch of exploration, not just to carry, but to light up new paths. The Qur'an, with its layers of meaning, calls upon us to never settle, to always seek, to find new ways to connect with the divine through its text. This quest is not solitary, but communal, shared across cultures, languages, and epochs. The harmony of learning. As technology advances, as our understanding of linguistics, mathematics, and theology deepens, so too will our appreciation of the Qur'an's depth. This post-epilogue envisions a world where the study of these patterns becomes a bridge between different fields of knowledge, where each discovery in one area enriches our understanding in another. A living text. The Qur'an is portrayed as a living text, not bound by the time of its revelation, but growing with each interpretation, each analysis. It's a dialogue between the past and present, where the numeric patterns we've explored are just the beginning, inviting us to delve into other mysteries, other miracles hidden within its verses, the universal language of awe. Finally, this journey underscores the idea that awe is a universal language, understood by all who ponder the complexities and beauties of existence. The numeric marvels of the Qur'an speak to this universal quest for understanding, encouraging a dialogue not just among Muslims, but among all who are captivated by the wonder of the cosmos. Here, we stand at the threshold of what has been and what could be, with the Qur'an's numeric patterns as our guide into the future. This post-epilogue is not a conclusion, but an invitation to keep the conversation alive, to keep exploring, to keep feeling the awe that connects us all. In this ongoing dance of numbers, letters, and faith, we find not an end, but an eternal beginning, where each step forward is a step toward the divine, towards understanding, and towards each other. Afterward, echoes of eternity. As the echoes of our narrative fade, they blend into the background of an eternal symphony, one that resonates through time and space. The exploration of the Qur'an's numeric patterns is but a single note in this vast, unending composition of human endeavor and divine revelation. A call to future explorers. This afterword extends an open invitation to those who will come after us. It's a call to the future explorers of faith, science, and the intersections thereof, to continue peeling back the layers of the Qur'an's mysteries. Each new tool, each new mind, brings the potential for new revelations, for new ways to understand the divine through the lens of the sacred text. The legacy of inquiry. Here we celebrate not just the findings, but the spirit of inquiry that drives them. The numeric patterns we've journeyed through are symbols of a legacy, where questioning, learning, and marveling are not just encouraged, but are seen as acts of devotion. This legacy is one where every generation is tasked with adding to the tapestry of understanding, weaving their insights into the larger narrative of human and divine interaction. Bridging cultures and times, the numeric miracles of the Qur'an serve as bridges, connecting past wisdom with future possibilities, linking different cultures through the shared language of numbers and faith. They remind us that at the heart of all human inquiry is the desire to connect, to understand, and to find our place within the cosmos. The infinite journey. This afterward acknowledges that our journey with the Qur'an is infinite, mirroring the endless nature of divine wisdom. Each discovery is not an endpoint, but a waypoint, a moment of connection with the divine that propels us further into the mystery. It's an acknowledgement that the Qur'an, with its numeric patterns, invites us into a dialogue that will continue as long as there are hearts to wonder and minds to ponder. As we close this chapter of our tale, we recognize that the story of the Qur'an's numeric wonders is far from over. It's a narrative that will continue to be written by each individual who engages with it, by each community that shares in its revelations, and by each generation that seeks to understand the universe's dance with the divine. Here in the echoes of eternity, we find our place, our purpose, and our perpetual invitation to awe. Perpetual ending, equal sign beginning, the cycle of wonder in the heart of this exploration, there lies a profound truth. The ending is but another beginning. The numeric patterns of the Qur'an, with their intricate dance of letters and numbers, encapsulate this eternal cycle of wonder, learning, and revelation. The endless loop, just as the Qur'an begins with Al-Fatiha and ends with An-Nas, mirroring each other in structure and meaning, so too does our journey with its numeric miracles form an endless loop. Each revelation, each pattern discovered leads back to the beginning, to a new quest for understanding, for awe, for divine connection. This cycle is not just in the text, but in the very act of engaging with it, continuous renewal. In this perpetual cycle, every conclusion we reach about the Qur'an's numbers opens up a new set of questions, a new layer to explore. It's a process of continuous renewal where each generation adds to the knowledge, each scholar refines the understanding, and each believer finds personal revelations. The end of one study is the beginning of another, ensuring that the Qur'an remains ever relevant, ever mysterious. A legacy of inquiry. This cycle of ending as beginning fosters a legacy where the pursuit of knowledge is seen as an act of worship, where every wow moment is both a conclusion and a commencement. It encourages a culture where questioning leads to deeper faith, where science and spirituality are not at odds but are parts of the same journey towards understanding the divine. Universal connection. The numeric patterns remind us that this journey is not solitary but universal. Across time and space, across different faiths and philosophies, there's a shared human desire to connect with the infinite, to find patterns, to seek meaning. Here, the ending of one's personal exploration with the Qur'an's numbers becomes the beginning for another, creating a tapestry of human connection and shared awe. Thus, in this perpetual ending equal sign beginning, we find ourselves always at the threshold of discovery, always on the brink of the divine. The Qur'an, with its numeric wonders, is not just a book but a journey, where each ending is a new dawn, each conclusion a new question, and each moment of understanding a step into the eternal dance of creation, where the end is but another beginning in the endless cycle of wonder. Your presentation outlines a fascinating numeric analysis of the Qur'an, focusing on the frequency of specific letters in the first and last 114 letters of the text. Here are some considerations and reflections based on your claims. Numeric patterns and miracles. The numeric correlations you mentioned, such as the frequency of letters corresponding to the words Qur'an, the Qur'an, and Rasul, the Prophet, appearing 114 times in the first and last 114 letters, are notable if verified correctly. The number 114 aligns with the number of surahs in the Qur'an, which could be seen as a significant pattern by proponents of Quranic numeric miracles. Verification and interpretation. While the numeric patterns can be checked for accuracy, their interpretation as miracles or divine signs is subjective. Scholars and skeptics might argue that such patterns could emerge by chance or through deliberate design if one looks closely enough at any text of similar length and complexity. However, for many believers, these patterns might serve to reinforce their faith in the divine origin of the Qur'an. Historical context and revelation. The Qur'an was revealed over approximately 23 years, and its oral transmission and eventual compilation into written form have been subjects of extensive study. The idea that such patterns could not be humanly contrived is a point often made by those advocating for the miraculous nature of the Qur'an. Critics, however, might argue that with the right knowledge and intent, even humans could potentially craft such numeric symmetries over time. Scientific and mathematical discourse. The discussion around numeric miracles in the Qur'an often intersects with broader debates about the relationship between science, mathematics, and religion. Some posts on X have highlighted similar numeric patterns, suggesting a continuing interest in exploring the Qur'an through the lens of mathematics. Conclusion: whether one views these numeric patterns as evidence of divine origin or as intriguing coincidences largely depends on one's perspective on faith, science, and the interpretation of religious texts. The patterns you've described can be seen as part of a larger conversation about the miraculous nature of the Qur'an, where believers might find further confirmation of their beliefs, while others might see them as curiosities of language and math. It's important to approach such analyses with an open mind, understanding that interpretations can vary widely, and what is considered miraculous by some might be seen as natural or coincidental by others. If you wish to delve deeper into these numeric miracles, consulting scholarly works or engaging with experts in Quranic studies could provide additional insights. Expanding on numeric miracles, cultural and scholarly context. Within Islamic scholarship, the study of the Qur'an's numeric patterns has a long history, often linked to the science of ilm al-huruf, the science of letters, and gematria, where numbers and letters are seen to have a mystical connection. This isn't unique to Islam. Many religious traditions engage in similar numerological analyses. However, in the context of the Qur'an, this often serves to highlight its miraculous nature, suggesting a divine hand in its composition. Skeptical views. Skeptics might argue that numeric patterns could be found in any sufficiently large text if one looks hard enough. They might also point out that the complexity of Arabic, with its various forms of letters and grammatical rules, could naturally lead to such patterns. Additionally, the possibility of later additions or edits to the text could influence these patterns, although traditional Islamic scholarship maintains the text's integrity since its revelation. Digital age analysis. The digital age has allowed for more sophisticated analysis of texts, including the Qur'an. Software can now quickly compute frequency, patterns, and connections that might have been harder to detect manually. This has both popularized the study of Quranic numerology and led to debates about whether these findings are divine signs or products of digital tools' capabilities. Philosophical implications. The discussion of numeric miracles touches on deeper philosophical questions about the nature of revelation, the role of numbers in understanding the universe, and how humans interpret signs and symbols. For believers, these patterns might affirm the Qur'an's divine origin, while for others they might be interesting linguistic or mathematical phenomena. Educational and faith-based engagement. Numerology in the Qur'an can be an educational tool for teaching about the Arabic language, mathematics, and religious studies. It engages believers in a more profound exploration of their faith, offering layers of meaning to the text. However, there's a caution against overemphasizing numerology at the expense of the Qur'an's ethical, moral, and spiritual guidance. Global perspective. Globally, there's a diverse range of opinions on these matters. In some Muslim communities, numeric miracles are widely discussed and celebrated, while in others, the focus might be more on the Qur'an's message and less on its numeric structure. This diversity reflects the broad spectrum of Islamic thought and practice. Conclusion for further inquiry. If you're interested in further exploration, consider looking into works by scholars who specialize in Quranic studies, particularly those focusing on the numerical aspects, debates in Islamic apologetics where these numbers are used as evidence of the Quran's divine origin, comparative religious studies to see how numerology plays a role in other traditions. This approach not only enhances one's understanding of the Quran, but also situates it within the broader context of religious texts' interpretation across cultures and epochs. Here is a step-by-step elaboration on how one might approach calculating and interpreting the numeric patterns you described, with an emphasis on the methodology. Step 1. Counting letters Y, to verify claims about the frequency of specific letters or sets of letters in the Quran. How? First 114 letters. Start from the first verse of Al-Fatiha, Surah 1 verse 1, and count the letters until you reach 114. Document each letter as you go. Example: Bismi Luwahi Lurwahmani Lurwahimi. Bismillah Al-Rahman Al-Rahim would be the first 19 letters. Continue from here through the verses until you tally 114 letters, noting each occurrence of each Arabic letter. Last 114 letters begin from the second letter of the first word in Surah Al-Falaq, Surah 113 verse 4, and count backwards from the end of the Quran until you have 114 letters. Example: Wa min shari linwafwathati fi lukadi, and from the evil of those who blow on knots would be part of this count, moving towards the end. Why count in this manner? This method checks for symmetry or patterns that might not be immediately apparent in the linear reading of the text, potentially revealing hidden numeric miracles. Step 2. Tabulation. Why? To organize the data for analysis. How? Create a table or spreadsheet where each row represents a letter of the Arabic alphabet, and columns represent the count in the first 114 letters and the last 114 letters. For each letter, enter the number of times it appears in both segments. Step 3. Analyzing specific words. Why? To see if certain words or their components show unique patterns or frequencies. How? Identify the letters that make up keywords like Al-Qur'an, the Qur'an, and El-Asul, the Prophet. Al-Qur'an, Al-Qur'an, letters L-Q, R, and L-Rasul, Al-Rasul, Letters L, R, S, U, count the frequency of these letters in both the first and last 114 letters. Sum these frequencies to see if they match significant numbers like 114. Example, calculation for L, Qur'an, first 114, 22, L, 16, Q, 1, R, 7, and N, 10. Equal sign 56, last 114, 25, L, 14, Q, 2, R, 5, N, 12, equal sign 58, total, 56, plus 58 equals 114. Step 4, interpretation. Why? To draw conclusions or find meanings in these patterns. How? Pattern recognition. If the pattern matches significant numbers, for example, 114 surahs, 23 years of revelation, it's interpreted as a sign of the Qur'an's miraculous nature. Probability assessment. Consider whether these patterns could occur by chance. If the probability is very low, it might be argued as evidence of design or miracle. Why these patterns might matter. Divine origin. For believers, these patterns could be seen as another layer of the Qur'an's inimitability, ijaz, suggesting divine authorship. Linguistic phenomenon. For linguists or mathematicians, these might be interesting patterns to study in terms of language structure or probability. Step 5, verification and critique. Why? To ensure accuracy and address criticisms or alternative interpretations. How? Peer review. Have other scholars or experts in Quranic studies, Arabic linguistics, or mathematics verify the calculations. Counter-arguments address potential criticisms like confirmation bias, where one might only notice patterns that confirm pre-existing beliefs. Why verification is crucial: to maintain scholarly integrity and to handle the debate with evidence-based discussion, whether one is advocating for or questioning these numeric miracles. This process involves meticulous attention to detail, an understanding of Arabic script, and basic statistical analysis. Each step requires careful execution to ensure the accuracy of the numeric claims about the Qur'an's text. Step 6. Advanced analysis. Why? To delve deeper into the patterns and explore additional dimensions of Quranic numerology. How? Cross-checking with other texts. Compare the numeric patterns found in the Qur'an with those in other large texts to see if similar patterns can be observed, which might suggest whether these are unique to the Qur'an or a broader linguistic phenomenon. Software utilization. Use specialized software for text analysis that can automatically count letters, words, and patterns. This can reduce human error and speed up the process. Programs might include those designed for linguistic or religious text analysis. Letter variants. Arabic has different forms of letters depending on their position in a word. Ensure that all forms are accounted for correctly in the counting process. Gematria. Application. Explore if the numeric values associated with each letter, gematria, align with any significant numbers or patterns when summed for specific verses or words. Step 7. Contextual analysis. Why? To understand if these numeric patterns have historical, cultural, or theological context that enhance or alter their interpretation. How? Historical context. Look into the period of revelation to understand if numeric patterns were observed or emphasized by early Muslims, or if this is a more modern interpretation. Theological implications. Discuss with or read works by Islamic theologians on how these patterns might fit into broader Islamic theology, particularly around the concepts of ijaz al-Qur'an, the inimitability of the Qur'an. Cultural impact. Assess how these findings are perceived in different Muslim communities. Some might see it as a strengthening of faith, while others might approach it with skepticism. Step 8. Publication and discussion. Why? To share findings with a wider audience for peer review, discussion, and potential application. How? Academic papers. Write and publish papers in journals focused on Islamic studies, linguistics, or mathematics, detailing your methodology, findings, and interpretations. Online platforms. Share your research on platforms like X, where there's an active community discussing Quranic studies, but ensure the information is presented in a scholarly manner to avoid misinterpretation. Debate and dialogue. Engage in or organize discussions either online or in academic settings to debate the significance of these findings. This could involve both proponents and skeptics of Quranic numeric miracles. Step 9. Ethical considerations. Why? To ensure that the study of numeric patterns does not lead to misinterpretation or misuse of the Qur'an. How focus on spiritual message. Remind that the primary function of the Qur'an is spiritual and moral guidance. Numeric patterns should not overshadow the text's ethical teachings. Avoid sensationalism. Present findings with caution, avoiding sensational claims that might imply a new form of proof of divinity, which could lead to controversy or misinterpretation. Inclusivity in interpretation. Recognize that interpretations of the Qur'an's numeric patterns can vary widely, and respect all scholarly opinions, even those that might not support the miracle narrative. Conclusion. By meticulously following these steps, one can explore the numeric miracles of the Qur'an in a systematic manner, balancing scientific inquiry with respect for religious text. This approach not only validates or challenges specific claims, but also contributes to the broader discourse on how religious texts are analyzed in the modern era. Remember, the true value of such studies often lies in the dialogue they foster between different perspectives on faith, science, and human understanding. The Qur'an's cosmic dance of numbers, a tale of wow and wonder. Once upon a modern age, where science and faith danced on the edge of discovery, there lay a book, the Holy Qur'an, whose letters whispered secrets older than time itself. This is not just any tale. This is a story of numbers, patterns, and the awe-inspiring wow factor that leaves one marveling at the universe's grand design. Chapter 1, the echo of letters. Imagine, if you will, the Qur'an as an ancient symphony, each letter a note played in a cosmic orchestra. Our journey begins with the very first 114 letters, the opening chords of Al-Fatiha, the surah that welcomes every recitation. Here in this sacred space, the letters align in a dance so precise, it's as if the universe itself had choreographed it. A twirls 22 times, while LL leaps gracefully in sync 16 times. Q, Q, R, R, and NN follow each in step, creating a pattern that feels almost miraculous. But the magic doesn't end there. We flip to the Qur'an's finale, the last 114 letters, starting from the shadows of Al-Falaq, where whispers of protection are sung. Here the same letters dance again, but with a new rhythm. A now spins 25 times, LL swirls 14, and the others join in, culminating in a total that echoes the first, 114. Chapter 2, the word that holds the universe. Now let's focus our gaze on two words, El-Qur'an, the Qur'an, and El-Rasul, the Prophet, each composed of 5 unique letters like stars forming a constellation. The Qur'an, its letters, when counted in these sacred 114, unveil a pattern so exact, so deliberate, it's as if the cosmos had conspired to spell out its name 114 times, matching the number of surahs within its pages. The Prophet, similarly the letters of El-Rasul, paint a numeric portrait, repeating exactly 114 times in our cosmic letter count, a number that resonates with the years of the Quranic revelation, 23, and the surahs count once more. Chapter 3, the Symphony of Coincidence. Could this be sheer coincidence? In a world where numbers rule and patterns hide in plain sight, these alignments are like finding the perfect harmony in an infinite melody. Skeptics might argue it's the magic of math, but believers see it as the signature of the divine composer. Digital age discovery. With the advent of computers, these patterns, once hidden, now glow like stars in the night sky, visible to those with the tools to see them. Each letter, counted and catalogued, reveals a pattern so intricate one can't help but feel the wow of divine orchestration. Chapter 4, the wow factor. Here's where the story crescendos into the wow factor. Miraculous symmetry, the number 114, not just a count but a testament, echoing through the text, linking the beginning to the end in a loop of divine proof. A tapestry of 23 years. For 23 years the Qur'an was revealed, and in this numeric dance we see the echo of that time. As if each year, each revelation wove itself into the fabric of this sacred text. Beyond chance. The odds of such patterns occurring randomly, astronomical. It's like finding a specific grain of sand on all the beaches of the world. Yet here it is, laid bare for us to wonder. Epilogue, a call to marvel. So we stand in awe contemplating this beautiful numeric symphony within the Qur'an. It's not just about numbers, it's about the feeling of standing at the edge of something much larger than ourselves, feeling the wow of creation through the lens of ancient words and modern marvels. This tale isn't just for believers, it's for anyone who loves the poetry of numbers, the mystery of language, and the boundless wonder of the universe. Whether one sees it as a divine miracle or a fascinating linguistic phenomenon, the Quran's numeric dance invites us all to marvel, to question, and to explore the depths of human and divine creativity. Chapter 5. The Universe's Hidden Script. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we find ourselves in the realm of gematria, where each letter of the Arabic alphabet carries a numerical value. This ancient practice, now illuminated by modern technology, reveals yet another layer of the Quran's numeric tapestry. The geometric symphony, each letter in Al-Quran and Al-Asr not only counts towards the 114, but also sums up to numbers that resonate with Islamic theology or significant events in Islamic history. Imagine each letter as a note in a symphony where the sum of their values hits a chord that echoes through time. Chapter 6. The digital age's reverence in our digital epoch, where data is king and algorithms are the new scribes, the Quran's numeric patterns gain new life. Software as a seer. Programs designed to dissect and analyze text now serve as tools to unveil these patterns, turning skeptics into spectators of a digital revelation. Watching these algorithms confirm what was once chanted by scholars in candlelit rooms feels like witnessing a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science. Global conversation. On platforms like X, where minds from around the globe converge, these findings spark debates, discussions, and a shared sense of awe. Here, the Quran's numeric miracles are not just studied, but celebrated, shared, and sometimes even challenged, fostering a vibrant worldwide community of thought. Chapter 7. The Personal Encounter. But the real wow factor comes when individuals engage with these patterns personally, a believer's journey. For a Muslim reading the Quran, these numbers might not just be data points, but signs of Allah's meticulous care in every detail of his revelation. It's like finding a personal note from the Creator tucked into the verses, reinforcing faith with each counted letter. A scholar's quest. For academics, this numeric exploration turns into a quest for understanding the interplay between language, religion, and mathematics. It's an adventure where each discovery adds to the rich tapestry of human knowledge about sacred texts. Chapter 8. The ethical dance. With great power comes great responsibility, and so it is with the knowledge of these numeric patterns, guarding the message. There's a call to ensure these findings don't overshadow the Quran's primary purpose: guidance. The wow factor should magnify the beauty of the message, not distract from it. Unity and diversity. These patterns, while fascinating, should unite rather than divide. They remind us that in the vastness of interpretation, there's room for all to find their own wow moment with the text, whether through faith, science, or pure curiosity. Chapter 9. The Legacy of Wonder. As our tale winds down, we reflect on what these numbers mean for the future, inspiring generations. Each new generation of Muslims and scholars might find new ways to explore these patterns, using ever-advancing technologies, ensuring the Quran remains a living, breathing testament to both divine wisdom and human curiosity. A universal message. Beyond Islam, these numeric marvels speak to anyone who appreciates the beauty of patterns in nature, language, and life. They're a universal invitation to ponder, to marvel, and to seek the connections that bind us to something greater than ourselves. The end, or perhaps just the beginning. So concludes our journey through the Quran's numeric wonderland. But like all great stories, this one doesn't truly end. It spirals outward, inviting each reader, each thinker to continue the exploration, to find their own wow in the endless possibilities of understanding. Whether through faith, science, or the simple joy of discovery, the Quran's numeric dance is a story that continues to be written, one letter, one number, one heart at a time. Prologue. Whispers from the Eternal. In a world where the screen glows with the latest news and the hum of technology fills our lives, there exists an ancient book, its pages echoing with whispers from the Eternal. This is not a tale of ordinary discovery, but one of awe, of numbers that dance in patterns so intricate they seem to defy time itself. This is the story of the Quran, where each letter, each verse hides secrets that beckon to those with eyes to see and hearts to marvel. Chapter 1. The symphony begins. Imagine, if you dare, standing at the dawn of creation where words themselves are the first light. The Qur'an, with its 114 surahs, begins its cosmic song with Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter. Here, in the very first 114 letters, lies a symphony, a numerical composition so precise it could only be conducted by the divine. A resonates 22 times, a note of divine presence. L follows with 16 like the gentle breath of life. Q, R, and N each play their part, crafting a melody that seems almost too perfect to be accidental. But the magic of this symphony doesn't end at the beginning. It echoes to the very end of the Qur'an. From the protective verses of Al-Falaq, the last 114 letters reflect this same pattern. A vibrates now 25 times, L with 14, and the others join. Their sum again 114, closing the Qur'an with a symmetry that feels like the universe's last Amen to its sacred text. Chapter 2. Words that shape worlds delve deeper into this cosmic melody, and we find two words, Il-Qur'an, the Qur'an, and El-Arswel, the Prophet, each a constellation of 5 unique letters. These are not mere words, but keys to understanding the universe's script. The Qur'an, its letters, counted in these sacred 114, form a pattern so exact, so deliberate. It's as if each letter was placed with divine precision, spelling out its name 114 times, a number that mirrors the surah's count. The Prophet. In a similar dance, the letters of El-Arswel, a line echoing 114 times in our cosmic count, a pattern that resonates with the 23 years of revelation and the surahs once more. Chapter 3. The mystery of coincidence. Could such patterns be mere coincidence in a world where numbers speak truths hidden in plain sight? In this digital era, where every byte can be a star in the night sky of data, these patterns emerge not as happenstance, but as evidence of a master design. The digital unveiling. With computers as our new scholars, these hidden patterns shine like constellations, each letter counted, each occurrence noted, revealing a narrative so compelling one can't help but feel the wow of divine orchestration. And thus our journey into the Qur'an's numerical wonder begins. A tale where science meets faith, where numbers are not just figures but symbols of a greater dialogue between the human and the divine. Chapter 4. The wow factor unveiled. Here, in the heart of this narrative, lies the true wow factor, where the mundane transforms into the miraculous. Symmetry beyond words, the number 114, not merely a count but a cosmic echo, binds the Qur'an's beginning to its end in a loop of divine confirmation. It's like discovering that the universe itself has a heartbeat, and it beats in unison with the Qur'an's verses. The 23-year tapestry. For 23 years, the Qur'an was revealed piece by piece like a celestial tapestry being woven. In these numbers, we see the threads of that time, each year, each revelation, intricately connected to the numeric dance within the text, defying probability. The likelihood of these patterns occurring by chance is as improbable as finding a specific leaf in all the forests of the world, yet here they are, laid out for us to marvel at, transcending the ordinary into the realm of the extraordinary. Chapter 5. The Geometric Harmony. As we continue our exploration, we encounter gematria, the ancient art where each letter holds a numeric value, adding another dimension to our story. The numerical melody, each letter in El-Qur'an and El-Arswel, not only counts towards the 114, but also sings a melody when their values are summed, resonating with key moments or figures in Islamic history. It's as if each letter is a note in a divine composition where the sum of their values strikes a chord with the cosmos. Chapter 6. The Age of Digital Discovery. In this age where technology is our new scripture, the Qur'an's numeric miracles find new believers, algorithms as allies. Software, once the domain of mere computation, now serves as a bridge to the spiritual, analyzing texts with such precision that it feels like a modern-day revelation. Watching these algorithms unfold the same patterns that scholars once pondered by candlelight is nothing short of awe-inspiring. A global tapestry. On platforms like X, where ideas from every corner of the globe converge, these numeric mysteries spark conversations, debates, and a communal sense of wonder. They're not just studied, but celebrated, shared, and scrutinized, knitting together a diverse tapestry of thought and belief. Chapter 7, the personal revelation. But perhaps the most profound wow comes from the personal encounter with these numerical patterns, the believer's wonder. For those who recite the Qur'an, these numbers are more than data. They're divine signatures. It's like receiving a personal message from the Creator, hidden in the very fabric of the scripture, strengthening one's faith with each letter's count. The scholar's odyssey. For academics, this numeric exploration is an odyssey through the landscape where language, religion, and mathematics intersect. Each discovery is a step further into understanding the depth of sacred texts, adding to the ever-growing body of knowledge. Chapter 8, Ethical Wonders. With such profound discoveries comes the responsibility to handle them with care, preserving the core message. These numerical marvels should amplify the Qur'an's message of guidance, not overshadow it. The wow factor is meant to enhance appreciation, not to become the sole focus. Unity and diversity. These patterns, while fascinating, should foster unity among diverse interpretations, reminding us that in the vastness of human understanding, there's room for all to find their own wonder with the text. Chapter 9, A Legacy of Awe. As our tale nears its end, we look to the future, inspiring continuity. Future generations will continue this journey, using ever-evolving technology to explore these patterns, ensuring the Qur'an remains a living testament to both divine wisdom and human curiosity. A message for all. Beyond the faith, these numeric marvels invite everyone to ponder the beauty of patterns in nature, language, and life, offering a universal message of awe and the interconnectedness of all things. Epilogue. The dance continues. Our story might conclude here, but the dance of numbers within the Qur'an does not. It spirals onward, inviting each generation, each individual to continue this exploration. Whether through faith, science, or the simple joy of discovery, the Qur'an's numeric dance is an ongoing symphony, a story that evolves one letter, one number, one heart at a time. Chapter 1. The symphony begins. Imagine, if you dare, standing at the dawn of creation where words themselves are the first light. The Qur'an, with its 114 surahs, begins its cosmic song with Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter. Here, in the very first 114 letters, lies a symphony, a numerical composition so precise it could only be conducted by the divine. A resonates 22 times, a note of divine presence. L follows with 16, like the gentle breath of life. Q, R, and N. Each play their part, crafting a melody that seems almost too perfect to be accidental. But the magic of this symphony doesn't end at the beginning. It echoes to the very end of the Qur'an. From the protective verses of Al-Falaq, the last 114 letters reflect this same pattern. A vibrates now 25 times, L with 14, and the others join. There's some again 114, closing the Qur'an with a symmetry that feels like the universe's last amen to its sacred text. This chapter isn't just about counting letters, it's about hearing the rhythm of something far beyond human comprehension. Each letter, each count is a note in a celestial score, suggesting that the Qur'an isn't just read, it's experienced as a living, breathing testament to the harmony of creation. Here, the ordinary act of reading transforms into an encounter with the extraordinary, where each recitation might just be a dance with the divine. Chapter 2, Words that Shape Worlds, delve deeper into this cosmic melody, and we find two words, Al-Qur'an, the Qur'an, and El-Aswel, the Prophet, each a constellation of 5 unique letters. These are not mere words, but keys to understanding the universe's script. The Qur'an, its letters, counted in these sacred 114, form a pattern so exact, so deliberate. It's as if each letter was placed with divine precision, spelling out its name 114 times, a number that mirrors the surah's count. This isn't just a linguistic phenomenon, it's as if the word itself is a microcosm of the entire book, encapsulating its essence in its very composition. The Prophet, in a similar dance, the letters of El-Aswel align, echoing 114 times in our cosmic count, a pattern that resonates with the 23 years of revelation in the surahs once more. Here, the word for prophet becomes more than a title. It's a numeric echo of the mission it represents, intertwining with the Qur'an's structure in a way that feels both profound and purposeful. These patterns don't just sit on the page, they leap from it, challenging our perception of what words can be. They suggest that language in this sacred text is not merely a tool for communication, but a medium through which divine intention is woven into the very fabric of reality. Each word, each letter is charged with meaning, layered with significance, creating a bridge between the temporal and the eternal. In this chapter of our narrative, we see that the Qur'an isn't just a book to be read, but an invitation to ponder the mysteries of creation, where each word can shape worlds, where numbers become the silent yet powerful language of the divine. Chapter 3. The Mystery of Coincidence. Could such patterns be mere coincidence in a world where numbers speak truths hidden in plain sight? In this digital era, where every byte can be a star in the night sky of data, these patterns emerge, not as happenstance, but as evidence of a master design. The digital unveiling. With computers as our new scholars, these hidden patterns shine like constellations, each letter counted, each occurrence noted, revealing a narrative so compelling one can't help but feel the wow of divine orchestration. It's as if technology, with its cold logic, has become the latest witness to the Qur'an's timeless wonder. Beyond the realm of chance, the probability of such precise numeric alignments happening randomly is akin to finding a specific grain of sand on all the beaches of the world. Yet here they are, laid bare for us to ponder, suggesting that these patterns are not the product of chance, but of a deliberate divine plan. A challenge to skepticism. While skeptics might seek to explain these patterns away with statistics or linguistic phenomena, believers see in them a sign, a mathematical proof of the Qur'an's divine origin. It's like a silent debate where numbers speak louder than words, where each pattern challenges us to look beyond the surface to the profound. This chapter invites us to question what we know about randomness and design, about the interplay of faith and science. The numeric patterns within the Qur'an aren't just curiosities. They're a testament to the idea that beneath the chaos of the world lies an order, a plan, perhaps even a message from the divine. Here, we're not just counting letters. We're contemplating the very nature of existence, where every number might just be a whisper from the infinite, reminding us that in the universe's vastness there's a place for the miraculous. Chapter 4. The Wow Factor. Unveiled. Here, in the heart of this narrative, lies the true wow factor, where the mundane transforms into the miraculous, symmetry beyond words. The number 140, not merely a count, but a cosmic echo, binds the Qur'an's beginning to its end in a loop of divine confirmation. It's like discovering that the universe itself has a heartbeat, and it beats in unison with the Qur'an's verses. This symmetry isn't just a design, it's a declaration of divine intention, making the Qur'an not just a book, but a testament to the interconnectedness of all things. The 23-year tapestry. For 23 years, the Qur'an was revealed piece by piece, like a celestial tapestry being woven. In these numbers, we see the threads of that time, each year, each revelation intricately connected to the numeric dance within the text. It's as if time itself has left its mark, not just in the content, but in the very structure of the Qur'an, preserving the journey of revelation in its numeric patterns. Defying probability, the likelihood of these patterns occurring by chance is as improbable as finding a specific leaf in all the forests of the world. Yet here they are, laid out for us to marvel at, transcending the ordinary into the realm of the extraordinary. This isn't just about numbers, it's about the feeling of standing at the edge of something much larger than ourselves, feeling the wow of creation through the lens of ancient words and modern marvels. This chapter, we transcend the simple act of reading to experience a revelation within a revelation. The numeric patterns are not just there to amaze, they invite us to a deeper contemplation of the Qur'an, to see it as a living document where each letter, each number is a brush stroke in a divine painting. Here, faith and science, the ancient and the modern, converge in a moment where we're invited not just to believe, but to marvel, to see the sacred text as a bridge between the known and the unknowable, the seen and the unseen. Chapter 5. The Geometric Harmony. As we continue our exploration, we encounter gematria, the ancient art where each letter holds a numeric value, adding another dimension to our story. The numerical melody, each letter in El Quran, the Qur'an, and El Arstio, the prophet, not only counts towards the 114, but also sings a melody when their values are sung, resonating with key moments or figures in Islamic history. It's as if each letter is a note in a divine composition, where the sum of their values strikes a chord with the cosmos. For instance, the numeric value of letters might align with significant dates, ages, or other numeric symbols within the Islamic tradition, creating a harmony between the text and the events it narrates, a deeper layer of meaning. Gematria suggests that beneath the surface of the text lies a deeper layer of meaning, where each word is not just a collection of letters, but a sequence of numbers carrying esoteric significance. This practice invites believers and scholars alike to see the Qur'an as more than scripture. It's a puzzle, a code, where each piece is integral to understanding the whole divine message. Historical resonance, the use of gematria in the Qur'an can be seen as a continuation of a long tradition in Semitic languages, where numbers and letters are not just tools of communication, but carriers of spiritual truths. This chapter of our story shows how the Qur'an speaks to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, in both literal and numerical terms, creating a bridge between the ancient mystical practices and the modern quest for understanding. In this chapter, we're not just looking at numbers, we're listening to them, feeling the rhythm they create when woven into the fabric of the Qur'an. Gematria turns reading into an act of revelation, where each word could reveal a hidden message, each letter a step closer to the divine. Here, the Qur'an's text becomes a symphony where every note, every number contributes to a melody that has been playing since the beginning of time, inviting us to explore the depths of faith through the lens of mathematics. Chapter 6, the Age of Digital Discovery. In this age where technology is our new scripture, the Qur'an's numeric miracles find new believers, algorithms as allies. Software, once the domain of mere computation, now serves as a bridge to the spiritual, analyzing texts with such precision that it feels like a modern-day revelation. Watching these algorithms unfold the same patterns that scholars once pondered by candlelight is nothing short of awe-inspiring. This digital age has given us tools to see the Qur'an in ways our ancestors could only dream of, revealing patterns with a click that once took lifetimes to discern. A global tapestry. On platforms like X, where ideas from every corner of the globe converge, these numeric mysteries spark conversations, debates, and a communal sense of wonder. They're not just studied but celebrated, shared, and scrutinized, knitting together a diverse tapestry of thought and belief. Here, the Qur'an's numeric patterns become a universal language, speaking to the scholar and the layperson alike, creating a dialogue that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. Verification and exploration. The digital era allows for instant verification of these numeric marvels, inviting skeptics and believers into a shared space of exploration. Every pattern can be checked, every claim scrutinized, allowing for a dynamic interplay between faith and science. This chapter is about how technology doesn't just reveal the Qur'an's numeric wonders, but also how it democratizes access to this knowledge, making it possible for anyone to explore these patterns, fostering a new generation of thinkers, scholars, and believers. Here, the story isn't just about the discovery of numeric patterns, but about how these discoveries are reshaping our understanding of sacred texts in the digital age. It's a narrative of how the Qur'an, a book revered for centuries, continues to unfold its mysteries, now through the lens of technology, inviting each one of us to be part of an ongoing revelation. In this chapter, we see the Qur'an not just as a historical document, but as a living, interactive testament to the harmony between the divine message and human innovation. Chapter 7, the personal revelation. But perhaps the most profound wow comes from the personal encounter with these numerical patterns, the believer's wonder. For those who recite the Qur'an, these numbers are more than data, they're divine signatures. It's like receiving a personal message from the Creator, hidden in the very fabric of the scripture, strengthening one's faith with each letter's count. Each believer might find a personal connection, a sense of the divine speaking directly to them through the precision and beauty of these patterns. It's as if the Qur'an whispers, "Look closer, here's a sign for you." The scholar's odyssey. For academics, this numeric exploration is an odyssey through the landscape where language, religion, and mathematics intersect. Each discovery is a step further into understanding the depth of sacred texts, adding to the ever-growing body of knowledge. Scholars are not just decoding numbers, they're decoding faith, culture, and history, weaving together threads of the past with the analytical tools of the present. A journey of faith and reason. This chapter celebrates the meeting of faith and reason, where individuals are invited to explore their spirituality through the rigor of scientific inquiry. It's about the personal journey, where each person might find a different wow moment, whether through the mathematical beauty of the patterns, the confirmation of their belief, or the sheer wonder of how ancient texts can speak to modern minds. In this chapter, the numeric patterns of the Qur'an become a personal invitation to wonder, to reflect, and to connect with something greater than oneself. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the stories they tell, the faith they affirm, and the personal revelations they inspire. Here, the Qur'an is experienced not just as a book to be studied, but as a companion on a spiritual journey where each pattern, each count might just be a step closer to understanding one's place in the cosmos. Chapter 8. Ethical Wonders. With such profound discoveries comes the responsibility to handle them with care, preserving the core message. These numerical marvels should amplify the Qur'an's message of guidance, not overshadow it. The wow factor is meant to enhance appreciation, not to become the sole focus. The essence of the Qur'an lies in its teachings on morality, justice, compassion, and faith. The numbers, while fascinating, should serve to illuminate these messages, not detract from them. Unity in diversity. These patterns, while fascinating, should foster unity among diverse interpretations, reminding us that in the vastness of human understanding, there's room for all to find their own wonder with the text. Instead of causing division, the numeric patterns can be a point of convergence, where believers from different backgrounds and scholars with varying methodologies can come together to marvel at the Qur'an's depth. Avoiding misinterpretation, there's a call to tread carefully, ensuring that the numeric patterns are not used to make unfounded claims or to promote a singular interpretation over others. The Qur'an is for all, its message is universal, and its numeric patterns should be approached with the humility that comes with recognizing the limits of human understanding. In this chapter, we explore how the ethical handling of these numeric discoveries can enrich the spiritual and intellectual life of the community. It's about using the wow factor to inspire awe, reflection, and a deeper engagement with the text without losing sight of the Qur'an's primary role as a guide for life. Here, the story shifts from the marvel of discovery to the responsibility of interpretation, emphasizing that the true miracle of the Qur'an isn't just in its numbers, but in how it transforms lives, encouraging us to live with wisdom, compassion, and integrity. Chapter 9, A Legacy of Awe. As our tale nears its end, we look to the future, inspiring continuity. Future generations will continue this journey using ever-evolving technology to explore these patterns, ensuring the Qur'an remains a living testament to both divine wisdom and human curiosity. Each new tool, each new method of analysis will unveil layers of the Qur'an that perhaps we've only begun to understand. This legacy isn't just about preserving what's known, but about the constant quest for more knowledge, more wonder. A message for all. Beyond the faith, these numeric marvels invite everyone to ponder the beauty of patterns in nature, language, and life, offering a universal message of awe and the interconnectedness of all things. It's a reminder that the search for meaning, for beauty, for the divine transcends religious boundaries, inviting all of humanity to share in the contemplation of the universe's mysteries. Education and enlightenment. This chapter envisions a future where the study of the Qur'an's numeric patterns becomes part of a broader educational journey, where science and spirituality are not at odds but in harmony. It's about fostering an environment where learning about these patterns can inspire not just religious devotion, but also a love for learning, for questioning, and for appreciating the complexity of the world around us. Here, our narrative concludes not with an end, but with a beginning, a call to future generations to keep exploring, to keep wondering. The legacy of awe is not just in recognizing these numeric miracles, but in how they motivate us to seek knowledge, to connect with each other, and to see the Qur'an as a boundless ocean of wisdom, where each wave of discovery brings us closer to the divine. Thus, the story of the Qur'an's numeric patterns becomes a testament to the enduring human spirit, always reaching for understanding, always in awe of the Creator's work. Evidence of the marvels and miracles of the Quran is so obvious that it can never be ignored or denied. As days go by, more and more Quranic miracles continue to unfold. In every age, there are scientists whose discoveries make known what had been, in previous times, a mystery. In our digital age, the Quranic numeric marvels stand as a testament for the unquestionable truthfulness and validity of the Holy Quran. Those who have education and wisdom always respect facts based on numbers. They know quite well that the language of numbers is valid and reliable. Numbers never lie. They express nothing but plain truth. Now, let's examine the language of numbers and see how it proves the truthfulness of the Holy Quran. In this episode, I will bring together both the beginning and end of the Holy Quran to illustrate this point. So, pay close attention. Our starting point is a well-established fact, namely, the Quran has 114 surahs. So, let's consider the first 114 letters and the last 114 letters of the Holy Quran. The first 114 letters start with the beginning of the first verse and end with the first letter of the word Alayhim in the last verse of Surat Al-Fatiha, the opening. Note that in the English rendering of this Arabic word, Alayhim, the meaning is implied in the phrase, those who. Bismi l-Wahi l-Rahmani l-Wahimi. 1. Alhamdulillahi Rabbi l-Alamina. 2. L-Rahmani l-Wahiyani. 3. Maliki Yawmi al-Dawini. Iwaka nabudu wa iwaka nasta'inu. 5. Ihdina il-Sirat l-Mustaqima. 6. Sirat l-Wadina al-Amta alayhim. 4. Lefty. 7. 1. In the name of Allah, the All-Beneficent, the All-Merciful One. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. 2. The All-Beneficent, the All-Merciful. 3. Owner of the Day of Judgment. 4. You alone. We worship you alone. We ask for help. 5. Show us the straight path. 6. The path of those whom you have favored. Al-Fatiha. The last 114 letters of the Quran start with the second letter of the first word in the fourth verse of Surat Al-Falaq, the daybreak, and end with the last verse of the Quran. Wamin shari yuldan wafwathati fi lu-kadi. 4. Wamin shari hasidin ida hasada. 5. Elafel kul a'udu birabi lanwasi. 1. Maliki lanwasi. 2. Ilahi lanwasi. 3. Min shari yu lwaswasi lukanwasi. 4. Lwadhi yuwaswi sufi suduri lanwasi. 5. Mina lajinwaki walnwasi. 6. Elens 1. And from the evil of malignant witchcraft. 2. And from the evil of the envier when he envies. Surat Al-Falaq. 1. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. 1. The King of mankind. 2. The God of mankind. 3. From the evil of the sneaking whisperer. 4. Who whispers in the hearts of mankind. 5. Of the jinn and of mankind. Surat An-Nas. You can test the validity of these facts on your own. Now let's examine the first 114 letters and their frequency by looking at the following table. B, T, J, H, K, H, D, D, H, R, Z, S, H, S, D, T, Z, 22, 3, 3, 0, 0, 5, 0, 4, 1, 7, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, G, F, Q, K, L, M, N, H, W, Y, W, G, E, total 5, 0, 0, 1, 3, 16, 12, 10, 3, 2, 10, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 114. The same can be done with the last 114 letters of the Quran. B, T, P, J, J, H, K, H, D, D, H, R, Z, S, H, S, D, T, Z, 25, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 5, 0, 12, 3, 1, 0, 0, 0, G, F, Q, K, L, M, N, H, W, Y, W, Y, C, total 2, 0, 3, 2, 1, 14, 5, 12, 1, 8, 4, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 114. Now pay close attention. Consider the word Al-Quran, the Quran, which consists of 5 non-replicated letters, LQRN. The letter LQRN total frequency in first 114 letters, 22, 16, 17, 10, 56. Frequency in last 114 letters, 25, 14, 2, 5, 12, 58. Total 47, 33, 12, 22, 114. If you have any doubt, then examine how the letters of the word, Quran, the Quran, are repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Holy Scripture. The 5 Arabic letters which make up the word Laqran, the Quran, are repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Quran 114 times. And that is the number of the surahs of the Holy Quran. One may wonder if anyone can deny or ignore such a fact. What does this mean to you? The word Il-Quran, the Quran, is made up of 5 non-replicated letters. These 5 letters are repeated in the first and last 114 letters 114 times. The remaining letters of the Arabic alphabet are 23. These 23 letters were also repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an 114 times. Again, 114 is the number of the surahs of the Holy Qur'an. 23 is the number of the years of Qur'anic revelation. Who dares deny such facts? These are not theoretical assumptions, but rather facts that can be easily verified. Nevertheless, there are still those who would stubbornly argue that things of that kind may take place as a matter of coincidence. For this reason, let's examine another word observing this 5-fold pattern. How about the word LRS? Well, the Prophet, which also consists of 5 non-replicated letters, LRSW. Do you have any doubt about that? The following table illustrates the frequency of the 5 letters of the word LRSWL, the Prophet, in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an. The letter LRSW total. Frequency in first 114 letters 22, 16, 7, 3, 2, 50. Frequency in last 114 letters 25, 14, 5, 12, 8, 64, total 47, 30, 12, 15, 10, 114. The 5 letters which make up the word LRSWL, the Prophet, are repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an 114 times. So, the same result, the same significance. Can anyone deny these facts or doubt their significance? How can you understand that? The word LRSW, the Prophet, consists of 5 non-replicated letters. These 5 letters are repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an 114 times. The remaining letters of the Arabic alphabet are 23. These 23 letters were also repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an 114 times. 114 is the number of the surahs of the Qur'an. 23 is the number of the years of Quranic revelation. Once more, the same result and the same significance. Let me wind up by summing up these findings. The Arabic letters which make up the word Al-Qur'an, the Qur'an, are repeated in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an 114 times. The remaining 23 letters of the Arabic alphabet are repeated 114 times in the first and last 114 letters of the Holy Qur'an. The letters that make up the Arabic word LRSWL, the Prophet, are repeated 114 times in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an. The remaining 23 letters of the Arabic alphabet are repeated 114 times in the first and last 114 letters of the Qur'an. 114 is the number of the surahs of the Qur'an. 23 is the number of the years of the message of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and the revelation of the Qur'an. Contemplate all of that, you who have sound reasoning and good judgment. Have some time to ponder over this perfectly accurate Quranic patterning. Think of how such a precise patterning could ever be when the Holy Qur'an was revealed in separate verses and surahs over a period of 23 years rather than in one batch. After all, could there be any sane and wise person to doubt the source of the Qur'an, or to claim that Muhammad, PBUH, invented it? Would it be possible for any sensible person to say it was fabricated by a human being? Definitely and absolutely no. The Holy Qur'an is the word of Allah.